In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast. Fuck boys.
Holy fuck, boys.
It is time. It's time, fellas.
What's the time for, Mikey?
I don't fucking know, man. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast. Who knows, dude? Mediocre best. We never promise anything, but brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code Freedom Friends. Get yourself that fucking sweet.
Is it really, though? Have we checked in with
15%
them
off.
lately?
Huh?
Have we checked in with them to see if they're still happy with the products we're producing?
That's true.
You know, 2 of the 4 guys are pretty decent, but John and Scott, they're fucking worthless.
We're going to have to reevaluate their roles on this show.
It's fucking could be worse. You could have like 4 of the producers.
Yeah,
It'd be a silent show.
Yeah, right? Just be fucking awkward.
right.
Fingers over there, just fucking. Just be a teletype show.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
We like the Warfighter guys, and they let us hang out in their building. So
That's true.
We're gonna stay with it.
It's a good ASMR right there.
I'm gonna have to find another bottle of that. That was good shit.
What was that?
That's that J.W. Kelly stuff.
Oh,
that was like
shit,
all
yeah.
caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking good bourbon.
That was tasty. It's
so-
also brought to you by
there you go.
aside from Warfighter, we got wellness.us for all your CBD needs, pain patches. I'm actually drenched in fucking freeze gel right now.
Yeah.
Use that code Freedom Friends 25 over there. Get yourself score yourself a quarter off your order. Why can I not fucking talk today?
I don't know.
What the fuck's up with me?
Speaking of that, did you talk to them about whether or not beard oil was like a thing with CBD?
Oh, the CBD beard oil. No, actually, I didn't. I should.
I think there's something there.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be good for like.
It can't be bad for it.
Well, so the pills and stuff that you can take on it, it says that it's good for like fucking keratin and like hair follicle. Like it's supposed to be good for all that kind of shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Start rubbing it on your head, John. See what happens.
I feel attacked as well. So.
what was that shit for a while? They were telling everybody if you were balding, niacin or whatever. It was like, it'll regrow your hair.
Yeah, it'll also make you break out in hives.
I have a luscious head of hair, but I'm itchy everywhere.
It's like, dude, that was like a stoner thing. Everybody's like, yo, just take a bunch of niacin, you won't pop on a piss test. So you'd always tell like the stoner that had like to like go in for work and he'd just be blotchy as shit and be like, ugh. I'd be like, yeah.
Your drug
Sweating his
test came
ass
back
off.
for pot and a fuck ton of niacin.
It's like, dude, how many multivitamins are you taking? Because this is
God damn.
fucking weird.
Are you on
by the way, you're fired for the weed, but
Yeah.
I'm still concerned about your health.
I'm a little concerned. You know, Centrum's 1 a day, right? Like,
Centrum. We're not that old yet, man.
I was trying to speak Scots language.
Oh, right.
No, Centrum Silver's when you're old. The regular Centrum's for anybody, I think. I don't know.
Sure.
Got him.
Sure.
Got him.
I used to take 1 a days. Do you remember those?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I used to take 1 a days. I did feel better when I was on them.
I'm still on Flintstones.
You just do the
It's because they taste good.
If it ain't broke,
you just do the generics.
Dude,
Fuck, they're cheaper.
if the Flintstones were good enough while I was still growing,
yeah.
it's got to be good enough now that I'm stabilized.
Yeah,
like it's
shit.
got to be like
my mother-in-law would get the kids the gummy vitamins, and of course they're like gone in 1.5 days.
because it's just like
no. What's going on here?
I have the gummy vitamins.
I bet you
They're
do.
the Costco brand. They're fucking delicious.
Yeah. No, I use the gummies too. Fuck it.
Yeah,
They're good.
it's easy.
Y'all think I'm fucking around with the
best-
Flintstone shit. That is literally in my
Best part
fucking
about
medicine cabinet.
those gummy
I got them
ones,
too.
Go read the levels on them. I shit you not. Go read the level on Flintstones vitamins.
They're legit.
No fucking different.
Next time I go over to your house, I'm gonna fucking switch your gummies around.
please.
But it'd be like
Vitamin Russian
My
roulette.
vitamins finally kicked in. I fucking feel great just all the time.
This is great.
I'm taking
I mean,
a
I've
nap.
gained 40 pounds, but fuck, those vitamins are really working.
Whatever. They're working.
But yeah, you should go to owellness.us and check out what they have done.
Yeah, we got a little sidetracked on that.
Fuck, man.
Holy shit.
It is the Freedom Friends podcast, though, coming at you not even fucking close to live from where, Jazz?
Ooh, the Warfighter Tobacco Studio.
In Scott?
sunny San Antonio, Texas.
Yes, it's nice out.
It is
It's
nice
nice. I was in Chicago over the weekend. Also nice. Not as fucking hot.
So
And no additional Purple Hearts.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you're
Well
not bandaged up. Nobody got a text message.
Because I avoided the city. Unfortunately, though, and my heart goes out to to Chicago PD right now.
Jesus.
They
What
have
a
been
nightmare.
they have been losing at a cyclic rate. They lost one officer who was, I guess she was fucking great and just like
What,
huge into
29-year-old just got off of
huge-
maternity leave.
She was huge into like community policing though, and getting
Yeah.
in there and actually doing the job fucking
Yeah, it was actually
correctly and stuff.
improving
Was
the community,
well
yeah.
known in the community of being like
Yeah.
a force to like stand up for right. And she got fucking straight ambushed by these two fucking pieces of shit, during a traffic stop, and she lost her life. And then the following night, while I was there,
Is it weird to say that she was also a smoke show?
she was hot.
Yeah, she was fucking
Yeah,
hot.
she was an attractive young woman. One of the nights I was there, they had another guy get shot and was in critical. I think he pulled through though. But he was just straight up ambushed. Like they walked up and like,
Yeah, how about this? The cops should only shoot bad people, and bad people should only shoot bad cops.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
like a huge interview process. Though.
Yeah, it'd be
I
hard
think-
to- hard to
I think
regulate, I
Bad
guess.
people should shoot bad people.
Yes.
And cops should shoot bad people.
yeah.
And eventually, as long as everybody plays the game,
Oh, hold on.
I also think good people
Going on
should
your
shoot
thing-
bad
so
people.
bad people can shoot bad people.
Yeah.
Cops can shoot bad people.
Yeah.
And cops can shoot bad cops.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
They're all a little friendly
see, fucking
fire.
self-correcting action here. You're like, I don't know what happened.
Huh.
I think we're on to something, boys.
We might be.
I'm just saying.
The thing is, I think what most
You'd
people
stop playing
don't.
fuck games if the dude in your cruiser was just looking at you going like, go ahead, give me a
What-
fucking reason.
What most people don't realize is there's more bad people than there are
Good cops.
Both.
people to shoot. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
It's more bad people than there are cops.
yeah, or bullets.
Well, 100%, but that's always been the case.
I don't know. There's enough. There's
No,
a
bullets are
bullet
back. We're fine.
manufactured
Like-
for every single human being on this planet.
A couple times.
Yeah, but now is this the Vietnam like
No, I'm talking about
ratio of bullets to one kill?
no.
'Cause
I'm just
that's-
talking about one bullet per person.
That was y'all.
Oh, there's way more than 7 billion
Yeah.
bullets.
That was an
I-
army statistic.
I read it right. It was like 17,000 rounds to one kill versus a sniper was like a 3-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's because Vietnam was literally like, hey, here's your new
That's-
automatic weapon.
Yeah, that's the
And it
difference
was
between
just
full
click.
auto and bolt action.
Yeah.
What'd you shoot at? I think it was a lemur. I don't know where the fuck. Like, just
Well,
The
they said
bush
that,
wiggled.
The first fucking like the first like month that everybody was over there, they would shoot over the heads
Yeah.
of the enemy.
Have you guys read On Combat or On Killing?
Yeah.
Great books.
Yeah. But they go into the psyche of why that happens. And
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then how the training progress.
I didn't have that problem.
Huh.
The shooting over the heads thing.
no. We changed our. Well, we also.
The training doctrine changed.
You need to keep in mind that
yeah.
when we
If
changed
you-
that weapon system,
if
the
you-
training doctrine was subdue
Yeah.
because it was a subduing weapon, not a
If you
lethal.
play
weapon.
the angle right, you can shoot through the head of the first guy and over the head of the second guy.
See, there you go.
And it's a very effective deterrent. as
See,
well.
that's a sniper for you. That's a sniper answer right there.
if I turn the first guy into pink mist, the second guy goes, "Oh fuck."
yeah.
That's part of psychological operations too.
Dude, I highly encourage that kind of behavior. We classify it as a show of force, but yeah, it's
They should have put a sniper with every psyops team.
no 100% because I would have loved to have been on that, like in the meeting,
Yeah.
and like just had the ability to signal and be like, all right, look,
Hey.
here's what we're looking for. I don't think we can do that, and then be able to do the signal, and the dude next to him just goes. Poof, and be like,
What?
so as I was saying,
But you need to tell me like, hey, you need to put the shot here.
Right.
You know, or just
Yeah.
just a little, you know.
I
or-
need
No,
to-
dude, just have
I
him
need-
hold up a plate. Just be like, all right, do me a favor, hold this. And he just holds up and the fucking plate shatters. And he's like, are you sure you don't know where he is? He's over there.
that dude, the dude next to him, how about you just get rid of his wiping hand? Like, that's all I need.
no, because then his shaking hand becomes his wiping hand, and nobody wants that.
Yeah, that's that whole, we had a policy that we were supposed to de-glove, de-glass, and de-helmet. Like when we sat down to talk, and it was like, I'm not taking my fucking gloves off. Like, I'll take the other shit
Yeah.
off, but my
Rest
gloves
of
are
it's
staying on.
rest of it's fair.
Yeah.
Fuck you. We're gonna
We're
compromise
keeping
here.
the gloves.
I was pretty like, germs don't really bother me. except for when the Iraqis would reach into their pocket and pull out a bunch of soggy sunflower seeds because they saw me eating sunflowers. And they're like, "Mister, no thank you."
I'm all set.
No,
No,
thank you.
Thanks.
no thanks,
Dude, I would have
guys.
loved to have had a fucking. All right, that's it. We're fucking sending a letter. We're sending a letter to use a K-Poc that's like, all right, look, you need to have 37 Fox, and then you need to have like 37 Fox with a skill designator.
Right.
Like, take a sniper. We're going to send them through 37 Fox school, and we're going to attach them all. TPTs are not going to be a 4-man team. It's going to be the 3 dudes and that guy.
Yeah.
Since we're
Like,
talking
fuck
about
yeah.
sniper stuff right now, I thought I had a really good idea of how to employ a sniper, and it always got shot down. But every 240 Bravo,
Ba-dum-tsh.
every 240 Bravo team should have had a sniper attached.
I agree.
Oh,
I'll agree
fuck,
with
no,
that.
that's brilliant.
That's
Because we
great.
could have hidden our fire
Yeah.
in amongst a burst. Like it would have been awesome, right? Like and the 240s, they draw the most fire, right?
Can confirm.
So you put a sniper within fucking 20 meters of them, and you fucking
No, that's brilliant.
I mean,
Yeah, it would have
I
hidden
don't
the
know.
shot every single time.
Yeah, it would have been great, but no.
Just wear good ear pro. As long as the sniper's wearing good ear pro. If he's on,
Oh yeah.
if he's forward of the business end, you know, you'd be all right.
I saw a car that made me think of you today, Mikey.
Oh yeah,
That's weird.
So it was a Lexus, like sedan.
fucking hate him already.
So and
I
it
have this
had the
thing about. Have I told you my theory on Lexuses? Like a mass text message goes out to every Lexus driver every time I get on the road because they get in front of me and drive fucking slow. And it's happened for years. I'm talking about when I lived in California, I had the same problem. Baltimore, fucking here, my entire life, Lexus drivers have done nothing but piss me off.
From
So,
1992 till about 2015, I could not stand Buick drivers.
see,
It
and
was
then
like
Buick went away, and
Yes.
Scott was like, "Fuck yeah!"
like because I don't think there was ever a Buick except for the Grand National. I
Oh.
don't think there was ever a Buick made that broke the fucking speed limit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I used to those fucking Buick Regals, like the 2007s.
Yeah.
You know, if you got
I
behind
think
it
the
and you saw
limiter
that
was
Buick
at
signal,
55.
you might as well fucking just
Yeah.
put it in park, wait a half hour, and then go.
Which is crazy because they did make the Grand National, and it's just like,
Right?
how did you make the fastest production car there was?
And turn your brand into
then-
an old person
yeah,
brand.
and then went, you know what we need? 55-mile-an-hour sedans. That's what we need.
So please, Jazz, go on about the
Yeah,
fucking
sorry.
devil car.
Oh, you set this up for me. I appreciate it. So, they had a license plate frame that said "Once a Marine, always a Marine" on it,
Oh,
and then it had the blue line flag
Okay.
on one side, and another sticker that said I support wounded warriors," and then it had the what's y'all's post service association? Like we have
Post-service
the
association.
American or the U.S. Army Association or whatever,
USA,
USA or whatever,
AUSA.
or AUSA is the
I live the Marine Corps League.
yeah. So
Oh, there you go.
they had that one, and they had the medallion, that metal medallion that I think you guys get issued. Like when they give you your uniform, they give you that car medallion that you can stick on shit. You have yours on your trailer hitch.
No, I just have a trailer hitch.
So,
cover.
but then they had a sticker, a round sticker that said "violence" with like the no circle around it with a line. And I'm looking at this car going, the fuck am I witnessing right now?
This is very
Like,
confusing.
like it just, I don't,
You know why? He's a Lexus driver. Fucking
just
worthless.
fucking confused everything. And I was sitting there going, huh. So this is a pro LEO, pro wounded warrior, once a Marine, always a Marine, anti-violence Lexus driver.
Yeah, it's a Lexus driver. They're fucking.
It was
10
the
pounds of shit in a
weirdest shit I've
5-pound
ever
bag.
seen. So my question is, what did you have to do in the Corps to get out and decide that violence was no more violence? Violence is bad.
supply.
You want to know what?
No, supply people are the angriest people I've ever
It's
met in the world.
it's probably like not a pogue. It's probably like that dude with like stacked bodies in Vietnam, and he's like, I've seen enough. All right,
I can't see this anymore.
because like the fucking supply guys and the admin guys who get out and act hard as fuck, they stay hard their entire lives and pretend to be hard.
Yeah, this
Whereas
is
the
true.
fucking hardcore grunt that literally fucking like my life expectancy in Nam was fucking 0.2 seconds. But I made it through 6 tours, and I'm a fucking sociopath
Possible.
now.
And this was that
I'm the
Lexus
guy
that's
that's the
essentially
guy
just
that's
a,
gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm all
it's
set."
essentially a Toyota Camry with a leather interior.
Sure, that's all it is.
Like that's what the Lex. It was one of
It's
those
a,
Lexuses.
It's a Nissan.
No, it's
It's a
No,
nice.
it's a Toyota.
It's a nice. I thought they were Nissans.
That's
Toyota
Infinity.
was. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So, well, because some of the Lexuses are baller. like the IS 300 or in the F series ones or stuff, those things are like 600 horsepower and fucking they fly. But then you have like that GS, which is just like it's a Camry,
Yeah.
a Lexus badge. But
Dude, speaking of horsepower,
it was the weirdest fucking thing of shit I've ever seen on the back of a car. Even my wife was like, "What the fuck are we seeing right now?" And I was like, "I have no idea."
I was at that car show this weekend.
Yeah.
There was a fucking a Hellcat there. 1,049 horsepower in this fucking car.
You sure it wasn't a demon?
It was the Demon.
Yeah.
And that thing fucking, I looked at it and was like, ooh,
How the
why is
fuck
my
did
dick
this happen?
wiggling? I was like, this thing is fucking crazy, man. Like, Jesus Christ.
You know, the thing got banned from racetracks.
Yeah.
From
They've built them for racetracks.
Well, the funny thing is that any NHRA track won't let that thing run. It got the first weekend that they got delivered, and they were delayed by like a year to deliver this thing. The first weekend it run, people took it out, and they were running like 9-second quarter miles with this fucking car.
That's what it was made for.
But if you're sub 11 seconds?
Yeah.
I think it's sub 11.
You
You have to have
need
a
a roll bar,
cage in
yeah.
your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this thing was a factory vehicle
Yeah.
that was putting down like 9-second quarter
No
miles.
roll bars. Yeah.
And so all the courses banned them. They were like, nope, you can't bring the car. Like you're literally at competition grade speed now. Like you can't run your car. But everybody that spent the money on those demons can't go modify the framework of the vehicle or they void the warranty on the car from Dodge. So now they have these cars that were built to literally stand the front wheels up and run drag strips that can't go run them on drag strips or they void their warranty.
So when I had my Trans Am, I consistently ran in the 12s. Not consistently. I was a very inconsistent driver. I was terrible at it. But the last couple times I ran, I hit in the 11s, and they said the same thing. I needed a roll bar.
Another thing too, if you run under a 9.99 or faster than 135, you need an NHRA drag license.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other thing, yeah.
There's safety requirements because I think it's under a fucking 14.
Those dudes are walking out there with a Class C fucking grocery getter license.
No,
and they're just like,
you have to have a license just to get on the track. I think if you run under a 14, you have to have a helmet.
Yeah.
And then if you run under 11, you have to have a cage. And under a 999, you have to have a NHRA license. It's essentially, it's smart what they did. You have to go through like safety procedures and
Anybody can build a fast car.
yeah.
Not everybody can drive a fast car.
That's true. That's very,
so
very
it kind of
true.
teaches you like, hey, dickhead,
After the
in your
40
800 fucking horsepower, listen, this is how you drive it.
after the 45th Mustang burned into the other car he was racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I used to love those Mustang compilations.
That's
Where
the
it was
only
just, like,
reason I want to go
Mustang
to a car show
drivers
is to
fucking it
watch
up.
them leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just
I
the
got
absolute
past,
fucking worst.
On that road that's like
Especially
45.
those douchebags that drive the bright orange ones. It's like, hey, look at me. I love fucking being worthless.
I know two people who have bright orange cars that think they're fast.
I know.
One of them's here.
Two of them are here. Fingers used to have an orange Mustang. That's why I'm talking
I thought he
shit.
just had an orange motorcycle.
He had an orange Mustang.
No, he had a red motorcycle.
A red
he had
motorcycle.
he had an orange motorcycle to fucking match his fucking orange Mustang.
No, he had a red motorcycle.
Oh, yeah?
Orange Mustang.
Oh, yeah. I was talking shit about orange Mustang drivers.
So on my
Actually,
way home the other
that
day,
new
I got
Mustang,
I got passed by a Mustang, and the speed limit's like 40. So I usually go about 47 because that's fucking slow.
Yeah.
But this Mustang, and there's nowhere to pass. The whole length of this road, there's nowhere to pass. But he passed me, and he got all squirrely, and I'm just like, let me see this. Like, he was ready to go, man. But he fixed it. But I had my fingers crossed.
I ran
like,
into
"Damn
that
it."
that restriction. So we were shooting for Ford on my old media company. This is like 3.5 years ago at this point. We were shooting for Ford. I took you on some of the shoots I did for Ford. And they gave us a couple of Mustangs. And one of them I got San Antonio Dragway shut down so we could go shoot out there. And I went out there, and the first pull that I did in one of the Coyote-powered 5.0 Mustangs, I pulled like a 13.1 or something in it. And I had a radio for the tower in it. And they were like, he can't run anymore unless we put him in a helmet. Like he's run the car too fast. I was like, well, I can't slow down. Like the whole point of shooting this is to show like how fast these cars are. So I can't go any slower. And this was before I like turned on everything. So they put me in this helmet, and I think I ran like a 12.8 in this Mustang. But the chase car that we were running to get the camera to actually follow the car was that was the year that Ford Focus R ST,
the ST
thing came. They're like that insanely overpowered Ford Focus.
Right.
And it literally kept up with that fucking Coyote powered Mustang. Like it for more than half the track before the Mustang finally like outpaced this thing. And I was like, holy shit. So you can get this 4-door hatchback.
The off the line is like a fucking 10-second car.
And by the way, I was not running a stock Mustang.
Do you know what you need that for? As Dom would say, for family.
For family. But yeah, and I wasn't in a stock Mustang either. Like this thing had all been redone and like I was like, holy shit. So, but yeah, so those tracks but I get it. It's a liability thing. But to what you go back with that licensing, the biggest thing when you go through those super fast cars and you go through the licensing on NHRA tracks is actually how to brake.
Yeah.
It's actually how to slow the thing down once you've crossed the line. Because if you haven't been on a drag strip, and I'm assuming that most of us here have. Well, you've run it. I've run. You've done an NHR, or the true quarter-mile on track, right? Yep. So you ever done it, Mikey?
Yeah. I did that supercar experience and shit too.
Okay, so you never actually sat at a tree and actually launched a car?
No.
Okay.
No,
so
I never had to.
When you actually break the timer line, because you're full into it. It's not like you lift off when you get close to the end. Like it's full bore. Once you break that, you realize how little track there is between like where the line is.
Hence the big boys have parachutes and shit.
Yes. And like
and
the wall that you're going to hit. And so the number one thing you go through is like how to actually rapidly decelerate a car with that much power, because it's a very short distance when you're traveling at.
Just kill the headlights, throw it in neutral.
Yeah.
Right.
When you're traveling at 130, 140, 150 miles an hour and break that line, you're like, oh, Jesus. That's like.
So I used to go to the track quite a bit, and then I got a motorcycle. I took my motorcycle to the track. And I never realized being in the car how fucking sticky
it's insane.
The track is.
You'll lose your shoes.
Yeah. You put your shoes down.
Really?
Oh, it's fucking sticky.
Yeah.
If you ever see, if you've never been to a drag strip, you can go on like a Friday night.
I've been to a drag
Speedway.
strip. I've just never driven.
So you'll
on
watch
one.
it and they'll spray the strip and then go back over it with a torch.
Yeah.
They're literally making it tacky so that you can get a launch.
And it's not just a little tacky.
It's not. It will take your shoe off. It'll pull your shoe off.
Wow.
And I'm talking like laced up, tied all the way down. It'll pull your shoe right off.
As you were creaking the bike up there, you'd hear your tires like make that.
Yeah.
Like,
it'll pull and
tape off
peel.
noise.
And, and if you get up close to a tire that's rolling forward to the line, you'll see everything. You'll see like strings that are pulling. Yeah. So when you go through the water pit and actually wet your tires and then you spin them up to get them hot, well, now you have this like loose layer of hot rubber that's also sticking to all of that stuff that goes forward. And that's why you can actually launch and you just don't sit there and burn while everything will pull faster.
Sure.
It's an experience.
Every year we used to do drags in El Paso when I was living in Phoenix. We'd ride out, all the motorcycles go down. We rent the drag strip for the weekend. And
that's back when you were still running a crowd track.
Yeah.
Right?
And that was the first time that I ran the bike that I had at the time on an actual drag strip. I've done street drags, fucking everything, right? I figured out, I'm like, I can launch this. It's a V-twin. I'm like, I crush people off the line. Light to light, fuck, you can't beat me.
Sure.
I never did it on a drag strip. So there's always loss of traction when you're on streets because they're not designed for it. There's sticky or whatever.
Two layers of dust. And
The average road is actually slick as fuck.
Yeah, sure.
That first launch I did on a drag strip.
Stood it up.
Oh, Jesus. I have pictures of it. I got in second, almost got in the third before I set the front tire down, and it didn't spin. Like the light fucking went, and I was already into it. So as soon as the light turned fucking green, I just dumped the clutch, and that front tire just immediately, it didn't even like creep forward, immediately rose off the ground. And then it just kept going. I shifted second, tried to hit third while the wheel was still in the air. And when it hit the ground is when the wheel started spinning.
Wow.
Yeah, those fucking drag strips are insane.
Yeah, it's a totally different experience.
Huh.
If you ever get the chance,
yeah, maybe.
Like it's completely different because when you grow up, like you had a muscle car in high school and stuff like that, and I did too. And you start street racing, And then you think you know what the fuck you're doing, and you go to a strip for the first time, and you're like, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing.
That's why I said I was very inconsistent. Like,
Yeah.
like my times varied for a whole second.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
So that's when I figured out bracket racing, where you weren't racing the guy next to you. You just told him how fast you think you could run the car,
Yeah.
and it was just how quickly you could, how tight you were to your declared time.
Which I hate doing that. It's all out or nothing for me.
Well, you'd run it all out, but I literally switched the tranny in my car
Some
so that
people
I was
wouldn't.
running automatic.
Some
So it
people
would
wouldn't
just-
because they didn't want to hit the roll bar thing, so they would try to run it, and then they would kind of have the feel and just let off at the end. Well, fuck, I had no idea
the roll bar thing.
what I was gonna run.
My thing is I was in high school and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm getting a roll bar
Yeah.
speeds. Like, I don't have the money.
yeah,
Like,
that's where I was.
Because
Yeah.
in racing, the big thing is you can go as fast as your wallet is thick. Like,
Yeah.
that's essentially just how it boils down.
And your
So,
first horsepower is the cheapest.
yep. And stickers add 5.
That's true. And that's why NASCAR's got shit.
100%.
It's adding
Yeah.
horsepower.
Yeah. Because that's
5 horsepower
because
per sticker.
their wallet is getting thicker for every sticker that they put on there. Is just, dude, towards the end, though, when you break like 400, you're literally, it's like,
It's like Ricky Bobby sold his windshield. It's all like Wonder Bread.
yeah, no, but like you break 400 and you're starting to, it's literally every horsepower is a dollar sign. Like it's just like every 10's about $1,000 just
Wow.
to go up. Like it gets so expensive. Well, if you're running NA, so I ran naturally aspirated, like no spray, no boost, no nothing. It gets real expensive because you're fucking with everything. It's like, well, I'm doing compressed copper gaskets on my head instead of fucking fiber. Like it's everything gets adjusted. Like it gets real expensive real quick.
You know what else got real expensive real quick?
Fucking everything.
Afghanistan.
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck.
It's the elephant in the room, boys, and we need to talk about it.
Hey, it was
Yeah.
only what? Estimated $2 billion in military equipment that we just left at an airport that now the Taliban
and an
has.
$85 million
Yep.
building that is just
I think we're
700 million.
I think we're right
700
around like
million.
12 trillion in to Afghanistan.
Total, I think, is 9.7 billion in equipment
Yeah.
that has gone there and back or got left there. So almost 10 billion in just stuff.
I know we just outfitted an entire new army.
yeah.
75,000 strong, according to the president.
Yeah.
That 75,000 with borrowed equipment defeated an army of 300,000. So with
Well,
almost no shots fired.
Yeah.
Is it surprising?
Is,
No.
Is it surprising to anybody that the Afghan army couldn't defend its own country?
I think that's
No,
the that's the
and I
legitimate
think-
question.
but
Right? Is
no,
anybody surprised right now?
I think the one word I'm gonna is couldn't. I don't think that was that word you need to get
There
rid
is
of.
actually-
Out.
Do you
It's-
think
it's-
the Afghan
it's-
army
They
of
wouldn't.
300,000 plus had the heart to
No.
defend their own country?
Right.
Yeah, they just didn't.
Considering that there's already footage out of Taliban and local and Afghan army at the checkpoint chatting with each other, doing the checkpoints
Well,
together to let people
But
through and shit
now,
like that.
Now,
is-
can you blame them?
No.
No, because if they were to fight, right, they may eventually lose, and then if they lose, like they're going to be dead,
Well, they're gonna
and
lose.
we're not going back. So,
No.
I mean, their whole like it was a choice of survival at that point. I think I don't.
They
don't think
actually,
they had a-
I saw an interview with an Afghan regular that literally said, we've been at war for 40 years. 40 years of constant war. So if there's a chance at long-lasting peace, that's what we're going to embrace.
Yeah.
Here's the difference. Before this 40 years of war, Afghanistan was a prosperous nation. It's almost a tourist trap. If you look at pictures from Kabul in like the 70s, it looked like fucking Orlando. Like it was nice as shit.
Well, you can do the same thing with Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Tehran was the same way.
Iraq.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Iraq was the same way. Sure. You know what I mean? And the second that they let belief. See, here's what people need to understand. One of the fucking core fundamentals that makes America awesome is our separation of church and state.
Yeah, we are not a religious-led country.
Yeah.
Correct. And because of that, we use logic over belief. Now, I know that's hard to fucking swallow because a lot of the times when you listen to politicians, even in this country, talk.
Oh, our
there's
fan base
not a
is
lot
about
of-
to lose their shit on
there's
us because they're going to do the whole like, well, fucking, we are a Christian-led country. No,
There's
we're
not a lot of fucking. There's not a lot of fucking common sense in our ranks either, right? However, and I'm going to say it, fucking, this is a good example of non-common sense. The same thing happened. There's a lot of Afghan vets out there, myself included. Did you guys go Afghanistan?
No,
No,
we were both Iraq.
you guys were both Iraq, and you just Iraq, right? So like, I will say this. I feel equally as upset about what's happening in Afghanistan right now as I did when ISIS took Fallujah.
Yeah.
When ISIS or when they took Balad
Yeah,
or when they took
Yeah.
like, you know, that's how I feel about what's happening right now.
I feel that way, and I wasn't even there.
It's a lot of work. We lost a lot of good guys.
Yeah.
For what seems like no progress.
I agree with you there, and I think that's and I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here. I just think it's a realism thing that we have to look at. That is coming from you went to go do your job,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why were we there?
Bin Laden.
But that was handled.
Correct.
So why were
10
we
years
there?
ago.
And it wasn't even in, we handled it
Yeah.
in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so why were we there?
To prevent another attack on the United States.
To prevent what
I would
is
like to
happening
think.
right now.
No.
Well, so what it was supposed to be was it was supposed to be despot removal,
You know what bothers me?
which it was kind of a despot that we put in place, which is the whole reason that we went to go remove Saddam, because that was a despot
Yeah.
that we put in place. So a lot of this after the fact. So we accomplished the mission. We went in, and it wasn't even necessarily that Afghanistan had anything to do with what bin Laden did. It was mostly they just didn't stop it. So it was kind of
Yeah, but you can't really say we accomplished the mission because I don't think for the last 15 years we had a clear, concise
That's
mission.
why I'm asking you why we were there. We
know what
went
I mean?
there originally because this is where bin Laden was supposed to be and his network.
Yeah.
So we went in to go clear that network out and schwack that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I
Did that.
okay, I'm just
So
I wanna
why
ask,
were we there? What was the actual mission?
Yeah, I don't think anybody knew.
And I'm not discounting you and what you saw or who we lost, or I'm not discounting any of that.
No.
Because that's coming from a personal viewpoint of why the fuck was my life laid on the line
Well, then it's the war on terror.
for this.
Yeah.
But that's such an like, what the fuck is the mission?
I agree.
So why weren't we going to fuck with the Tiger Army or any of that shit?
Well,
Like, there's
then-
so much terrorism that's out there that we don't fuck with.
And then here's
so
the thing.
why were we there?
And what a lot of people, they're mad about the Taliban taking over. How about the fact that we worked with the Taliban for a short period of time when ISIS rose to power in Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Or installed those motherfuckers in the 80s?
Well, that's true. We also worked with the Taliban to fight the Russians in the 80s, Charlie Wilson's war. You know?
Well, okay, so let me ask you this, Mikey. You were there.
Yeah.
Do you think that we should have left? Like, I mean,
I don't think we should vacuum power.
no,
the
I'm
way
not
we
saying
did.
how we left.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. We can't hold their hand forever.
Right.
100%.
It's been 20 years, right?
Yeah, I agree. I
think-
agree with that.
And I think, John, you probably agree that we should
yeah.
have found an exit strategy at some point, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that the question is whether or not we should have left. It's how we left.
Yeah.
We left in the middle of the night and didn't even tell the Afghan army we were leaving.
Yeah. That's
Now,
a problem.
Why didn't we coordinate with them? And figured out a way to not give the Taliban all of that equipment. Right.
Why would that's one thing I don't understand. Why would we fucking
Well, we didn't give it to them. We gave it to the
they
Afghan
leave
army.
the equipment because it costs too much to bring it back.
Well, we gave it to the Afghan
Yeah.
army.
it's going to cost a whole
Sure.
lot more.
That's what we said.
Yeah. In
I
the long
guarantee
run.
you it was, we were looking at shipping costs and went like, dude, an AMRAP's like 90 grand. Leave the shit here.
To ship everything. It's cheaper for them to leave it than it is to ship it. Because once they get it
But
all
you know
back
what
to the
would have been
States,
even
what can
you know
they
what
do
would have
with
been even cheaper is to leave it all in one area, coordinate with the Afghan army,
Drop a fucking Moab.
coordinate with the Afghan army to leave it there. Let the Taliban get it. And then, hey, let us know when they're all there partying with it, and we'll drop a fucking goddamn JDAM.
We'll drop a fucking
Right?
JDAM or a Moab
Then
and fucking call
you
it
get
good.
rid of all the equipment. You get rid of some more fucking Taliban. Like I don't, why didn't we evacuate the fucking embassy first? Why didn't we get rid of all the civilians first and then leave as the military?
Look, here's the number one thing that you
we
have
did
to
it
discuss
backwards.
too is that we're approaching this, and this has been the biggest downfall of the U.S. military for a very, very long time.
Since Vietnam.
And it is, we train to fight nation states. We train for traditional warfare.
Yeah.
It is country on country warfare. That's
sure.
what we still train that way. And but it's because it's the mentality. It's the U.S. versus this. It's the U.S. versus that. Or it's this country versus that country. It's these two bodies that go together. Biggest problem with Afghanistan, it's not a country state.
Yeah.
Call it all you want. Say whatever the fuck you want to.
Republic.
The fact of the matter is that is a tribal territory.
Yep.
There was 33 tribal territories in that quote unquote country. Do you know where those lines came from? The actual borders of Afghanistan?
The British.
And the French.
Yeah.
Do you know what that little horn that comes out that actually touches China? That little piece that comes out and touches the People's Republic of China? You know why that line was drawn? It actually created a buffer zone between Russia and the rest of Western Europe.
Yeah.
Those lines were not drawn because the Afghans claimed that fucking land. Those lines were drawn because other countries decided we need to build borders on where our shit is, and nobody actually wants this, but we'll create a nice little buffer zone that nobody can come across. And these people all like to fight each other, so fuck it. This can just be chaotic. Nobody really wants it. 33 tribes that just kind of got pushed into this shithole that nobody wanted in the first place.
Yeah.
And for a long time, everybody was happy with just letting them fuck with each other. The problem is that a couple of other enterprising organizations decided if it's utter chaos, we can hide really well in here. Some shit went down and we decided we were going to go fuck around with something that was never set up as a nation in the first place. But if we go in with traditional ideas of creating nation-on-nation warfare, we can rebuild that nation and it'll be great. Out of a nation that never fucking existed.
Yeah.
It's the leftovers of land that nobody else wanted. And we just kind of left the people there. Now we're leaving and it's fallen back into tribal warfare and everybody wants to stand around and be like, oh, I don't understand why this didn't work. You never fucking had a nation to begin with, let alone a nation to rebuild.
Yeah.
There's nothing fucking there.
But I agree with you, but I don't think that that's like the big issue right now with everybody is like I think most people knew that Afghanistan wouldn't work. Like we wanted it to work, right? It's not our place to want it to work the way we want it to. But
Correct.
if we can't even secure an airport to leave, that is because we made some shitty fucking decisions.
Well, that's just piss poor planning
Exactly.
right there. That was, hey,
And
let's pull out the entire security element and then let the civilians figure it the fuck out.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
I'm sure you guys know who Johnny Joey Jones is, right? He was on Fox and he was saying that he believes that 3,000 Marines could clear any airfield in the world. And I agree, right?
I'd agree with that.
But
I also think you could have sent like a Ranger company that could have fucking done that too.
But he says, as long as they know what the mission is and the objective and they're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
3,000 Marines? 3,000 Marines could take over a country, dude.
Right.
300 Marines.
Sorry. I didn't hear that
Especially-
right because that's why I said so could a Ranger company. Because I'm literally thinking like
3,000 takes over fucking
Well,
Afghanistan.
but the reason he said 3,000 is because that's how many they sent in to like re-secure the whatever, right?
right.
Well, they sent in the 82nd.
Well, yeah, they sent.
Well, they were a plus up.
Yeah,
they were a plus up to support the Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, how do you see people like
This is what bothers me the most
crowding
about
around
this.
a C5? And I don't understand.
I've gotten fucking the last week, probably 3 or 4 fucking emails, right? From my old Terps that fucking still live there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from when I was a contractor.
Yeah.
And it's all the same thing. Mr. Mike, my family's in danger. Can you write me a letter of recommendation so I could go get my visa? We need to go. I need to get my family the fuck out of here. And I've been writing them and sending them. Because a lot of these guys are fucking good dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, they deserve a chance. They put themselves and their families at risk helping us. And we're leaving them out to fucking dry.
Yeah.
The same shit that happened with the Kurds. We did the shit to the Kurds.
Mm-hmm.
The same shit that we did with the fucking Iraqis in fucking 2008, 2009-ish. You know, like
This is the
same
problem.
shit.
This is the problem with literally believing our own hype. That
Ethically,
we can go
it's
in
wrong.
and we can flex, and everybody's just going to be like, "Oh, hold on," and it's like do you understand that we are thinking traditional warfare.
Well, and we're not thinking in the time frame that they are.
But we're also thinking
Like-
traditional warfare against, like Mikey said, belief.
Yeah.
And it's like you
can't change a belief.
You don't get to threaten somebody out of their beliefs. Literally, threatening people because of their beliefs is what starts wars. It doesn't stop them.
Yeah.
It never has. Check history. There's these little things that happen called the Crusades. We like to make all these jokes about, like, if they had oil, we'd fucking be there. Really? The Crusades was literally over, you're praying on the rock that I want to pray on, so I'm going to send multiple nations worth of people to come in and fuck you up because I want that rock to pray on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, you can't intimidate people out of their beliefs. It's not going to fucking happen. And we still went at this like we could just go in this traditional warfare method of, like, we're shock and awe them into not believing anymore. Motherfucker, what were you going to do? Deny them their fucking cave? Like, it's not like...
Well, and some people with certain beliefs just need to be wiped off the planet. Like, because certain beliefs are just terrible, right? I'm not saying it's a religious thing, but if they think that, like,
the fact of the matter is
Sharia law is a good belief, well,
fucking Krishnas.
What you're getting to is that radicalism is never good.
Right.
And I don't give a fuck who you pray to.
Yeah.
Radicalism is never good. Anybody here a fan of Westboro Baptist Church?
Right.
Nope.
But I don't think radicalism has to be tied to religion.
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But radicalism
Anything.
only comes from belief.
Fuck, look at...
It's not belief in a higher power, but it is all exclusively driven by belief.
If people don't understand what radicalism really is, look at the Black Lives Matter movement.
That's radicalism.
It is
Yeah.
the definition of fucking radicalism.
Yeah. It's also the definition of terrorism.
They kind of go hand in hand.
Terrorism does not always go with radicalism, though. Terrorism.
You show me one radical group in the world that doesn't commit acts of terror.
Right.
Well, Westboro Baptist Church.
They don't?
No.
So terrorism
They're
is
not
actually
violent.
defined. No. So terrorism is not defined as violence.
It does. Yeah.
Terrorism is actually defined as any action that is taken to incite or create political change.
Yeah.
Terrorism. Definition of terrorism. Well, yeah. All right. But it's more than that.
But it's supposed to be done through fear or aggression.
Fear and intimidation.
But it doesn't have to be violent.
Correct.
So Westboro Baptist Church, when they go out there and get in your face and scream at you and are showing signs of dead babies, and it's this whole shock and awe, your horrible fire and brimstone mentality to try and intimidate or scare you into behaving in a certain manner, that is to create political or behavioral change through intimidation and aggression. That is fucking terrorism.
Yeah, but
Just because they're not carrying rifles to do it doesn't mean it isn't terrorism.
I don't think they're trying to change anybody's beliefs.
Yeah, they're not intimidating.
I think they're trying to.
Oh, they're fucking awful at it,
No,
but it doesn't
they're-
change
they're
what the fuck they are.
They're instigating so that you do something stupid. And
Yeah,
then
they're
they can
trying to
sue
get you in trouble
Yeah.
more than anything.
Yeah.
Man, that's not terrorism.
That's still
Is
terrorism.
it shitbaggery? 100%.
Oh, it's still terrorism. it's
not.
still
It's
But
not. I
the-
disagree with you. It's not. It's not. It's not
well,
terrorism.
because there's no violence.
Well, because there's no violence or intimidation. So, they don't intimidate.
Well, that,
They stand there with signs. They protest fucking funerals and shit like that. Like, that's First Amendment.
They're
That's not
instigating.
terrorism. They're allowed to do it. You know what I mean? Now, believe me, when Black Lives Matter first started, they were allowed to do that.
We talked
You
about
know
it on
what
the
I mean?
show when the
Yeah.
BLM marches and stuff were going on. Everybody was freaking out, and we actually talked about
We're like, look, man, that's part of their freedom.
100%. But you showing up somewhere
When
and
it-
doing that, but when you start,
When you start intimidation and start
Right.
fucking
or burning buildings down.
That's
or,
that's
yeah.
intimidation and acts of violence and things like that. Then you change that you cross over that line. Westboro Baptist Church,
I don't know,
wild shitbags.
getting in people's faces and flashing and showing them pictures of dead babies.
I've been
and
there.
all that
They
kind of
don't
shit.
get in
Like,
anybody's
it's-
face. They're usually behind a barrier, quietly standing there.
Well, they're screaming, but
Sometimes,
yeah.
sometimes. You
Yeah,
know,
I've seen a lot of video evidence in the contrary to your experience.
like,
with them,
because I've been. Granted, I was also louder than them when I saw them, but if anything, I was more on the fucking intimidating side than they were.
oh, you can, but you being able
know.
to out intimidate doesn't mean that they weren't trying
like-
the same method. Like,
True.
your goal was intimidation. It wasn't a change of a thought process.
Right. You weren't trying to
No,
change.
I don't want to change their mind. I
You
wanna
weren't
beat 'em.
trying to.
Yeah.
But you weren't trying to change
They are
societal
trying-
political views.
They're trying to use everything that they do to change people to believe into what they believe.
And that's when terrorism kicks in. It's when you're trying to change belief or political structure. That's when it becomes terrorism. That's literally the dividing line. Us going out in that parking lot and getting into a fist fight is not terrorism.
No.
Us going out there and me trying to beat you to a pulp until you change the way you vote is terrorism.
That's terrorism. Yeah.
Like, and that's where the BLM thing changed. Is when BLM became violent for the purposes of trying to create political change. That's terrorism. Like, people aren't going to like this shit, but when we decided to rebel against the monarchy and started committing acts of violence to change political structure, we were committing acts of terrorism
Yep.
against our government. Like, that's the way it is. Like,
So I always go off the FBI definitions, right? For terrorism. That's like who I feel is unwavering. Webster will change shit and stuff like that, right? But
I go Urban Dictionary for all of my definitions.
but so international terrorism and domestic terrorism have two different like definitions, right?
What's like a conus kill and an no conus kill?
Well,
Like,
true.
it's-
So
side
international
of the pond are you
terrorism
on?
is violent criminal acts committed by individuals and or groups who are inspired by or associated with a designated foreign terrorist organization or nations that are state sponsored. That's foreign, right?
Okay.
Domestic terrorism, violent criminal acts committed by individuals and or groups to further ideological goals stemming from domestic influences, such as those of a political, religious, social, racial, or environmental nature.
See, the biggest problem I have with that is that they're saying it has to be state sponsored.
Well, it has to be able to reach.
That said state sponsored. In your definition, you said that it was a
Well, it says or nations, which would
be a nation state.
state sponsored.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have with that, is that there's plenty of organizations out there that are not actually directly affiliated with a nation.
Oh, sure.
So that definition already has a break in it because,
Well, no, it's not saying or, it's saying and. You know, it's like,
well, and would mean that
it's-
it also has to meet that qualification.
or it's saying or. That's what it says. It says or associated with designated foreign terrorist organizations or nations. And then in
still don't
parentheses
understand-
it says
Still
state
don't
sponsored.
understand a terrorist organization. Like, do you get like a membership card?
I
There's
think
a
so.
club meeting. You're
Well,
like,
you probably get a bunch of promises of like,
you gotta
It's
like, pay
Ahmed's turn to
you gotta
fucking
pay
bring
your
the
dues,
potluck.
And it's like, I thought you were bringing beans and weenies. Like,
I'm going to give you guys some definitions.
is this the
real
urban
quick.
is this the Urban Dictionary definition?
Terrorism, noun, plural. When you drop a shot of Bailey's into a pint of tequila and chug it.
Well, that is violence and intimidation. So
And
yeah.
will make you believe something different. So
Yeah,
that's
okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Terrorism. War is terrorism with a bigger budget.
I disagree there, but all right.
well,
No,
hold on.
These are just the ones on Urban Dictionary.
There's kind of something to that.
I mean, there's some deep cuts there, yeah, but
Like, I don't think any of us that wore the uniform want to go like war is terrorism with a big. No, I don't agree with that at all. And it's like, well, take a look at the overarching definition. You are a state-sponsored organization that went into another property to commit acts of violence in order to change political behavior.
Shit, somebody actually put some thought into this one. Terrorism.
well, shit.
Terrorism.
According to your FBI unwavering definition,
Yeah.
you, sir, are a terrorist.
Yeah.
Manipulation of any person or group of persons, fear, the emotion of terror, hence terrorism, in order to gain obedience, forceful agreement, or accomplish a certain objective.
There you go. That's why I say Westboro Baptist Church. It's
Yeah, I'm
lame
not-
terrorism,
I'm not taking
but it's terrorism.
I'm not standing by Urban Dictionary's definitions though. All right.
Terrorism. If you go to the bathroom after Osama, you will know the true meaning of terrorism.
Okay. Say if that's definition C.
Actually, that's the top one.
See?
I just go to the bottom for the ones that
I
actually
like
make
the
sense.
shot of Bailey's and tequila. Like that's
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. Fuck.
that's terrorism.
So that was number 5.
Oh, the best ones are always 3 to 5. Like an Urban Dictionary.
Number
you never go with 1 or
3
2.
is George W. Bush's excuse to dominate the world.
See? I'm not going off fucking their definitions.
so, but if you want to know who the good guys and bad guys were or are. I think the simplest way I've had somebody explain this to me was if the people you're fighting would all of a sudden stop fighting you and you're like, okay, cool, we're done, then you're a good guy. If the people that wanted to fight you all of a sudden stop fighting and you said, good, let's kill them all,
You're the bad guy.
then you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right. It's pretty simple.
Well, and that's where the conversation is starting now, where it's like, hey, let's bring the Taliban to the table then. And because we've had ceasefires with them in the past, over the past fucking 15, 20 years. We've had ceasefires with them. We like, hey, I know it's Ramadan. Maybe you guys fucking, they're like, yeah, let's not, so we've had ceasefires.
Yeah.
That's why Afghanistan's funny, because there's literally a fighting season.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like nobody fights during the winter, for instance, right? Like if you're there during the winter, like you were chilling.
I've heard several times, why didn't we wait till the winter to withdraw? Like it would have been, simple shit like that.
I love how the media outlets use the excuse of, well, President Trump had a deadline of May 1st. And this is his fault.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, it's August, right? Like, I'm not the fucking smartest one out here, but it's fucking August. And if that deadline was May 1st and that ceasefire and all the fucking broker deals and negotiations ended on that fucking timeline, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, we're in August now.
Yeah.
Like, now don't get me wrong. There is blame to be put. Right? There's blame to be put on all leadership since the beginning in 2001. There is.
Yeah.
There is, because the buck gets passed and people change and all the fucked up shit is on the guy before me and now I'm going to do this. It's going to be great. They lost the fucking vision of what was supposed to actually happen.
Yes.
And now it's literally to the point of, well, it's not my fault. It's somebody else's, but I'm just taking care of what's put in front of me.
So now they're like, I'm just trying to clean the shit sandwich.
Yeah. You're not cleaning a shit sandwich. You're trying to push a fucking political agenda and it blew up in your fucking face.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
and you didn't care about the people that were affected by it.
There's so like,
and it's not just U.S. people that are affected, and that's the fucking. And I think the common U.S. citizen doesn't realize that the reason why so many people are upset about how all this played out is it's not so much for the U.S. military that was there. Like, yeah, it sucks, and it sucks for all the Afghan vets that served and fought and that have friends and brothers that have died and got maimed. But the biggest thing about it is the tens of thousands of Afghanis that supported the entire mission through the whole thing just got fucking strung out to dry.
Well, and I think that comes down to none of us disagree that we should have found an exit. Mm-hmm. It's how we exited.
Yes.
Like,
getting up in the middle of the night and rolling is not appropriate.
We listened to Biden talk today, and he's like, well, this would have just drug on for generations more. Well, okay, like I don't disagree. We needed to find an exit, but you could have done it more tactfully.
But from the onset, every military subject matter expert that went in and saw that mission said this was a 2-generation war. Yeah. It was 40 years.
Yeah.
40 years was the minimum that we could have been there to make this work. And this boils down to we have made a huge mistake literally since Vietnam.
Yeah.
And it's that we have started as a nation, we conduct warfare with PR in mind.
Yeah.
And so we let photographers and videographers and news anchors and all that shit in bed. And I'm not talking recently, and I'm not talking about the big bad media engine and all that kind of shit. We were doing it, and we started that shit in Vietnam, and we were bringing the images home. And when all of a sudden the general public that was all about warfare when it was World War II, when it was nothing but ticker tape parades and people laying that kiss on strangers when they came home and all that kind of shit, we were about it because we were the bad boys. And fucking the greatest generation went over there and handled business and got rid of the big bad evil.
Well, it's also because we weren't involved in it, and then they fucking attacked us.
But I think the biggest difference
Vietnam started with the PR, and we had to worry about the PR. And everything we've conducted for warfare has now been run on PR, and it's warfare run by politicians. And I was talking to my wife about this, and from our balcony, you can see a neighborhood that's being built.
Kind of wish Jim was here.
Across
he's a war expert because he's not good at barbecue.
Yep.
So across from my patio, there's a neighborhood being built. So you can see all these houses getting done, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of these houses where you go in and you can custom build your home. You don't really. You go into and you're like,
you pick a model.
I like that floor plan, but I like those cabinets and these floors, please. And you've custom built your home, right?
Sure.
But you go in and you decide, I'm going to buy this house and I'm going to build this fucking house. And then they go in and the contractors and the people that build houses
5 days later, you have a house.
build the fucking house.
Yeah.
You don't get to go decide what the fuck you want your house to be and then stand at the end of your block and tell all these people that know how to build a fucking house how to build the fucking house.
No.
Now, politicians can declare war. Cool. Now, once you've declared that we're going to war, you've got to let the war fighters go to fucking war.
Well, you have to give us a mission statement. Like, here's how
Have you met the Marines?
Here's how you win the war.
You can just kind of point at shit and just be like, that needs to not be there anymore.
No, I get that. but no,
that's a mission.
That's a mission, though.
right.
But they send in the Marines and they say, you got to do this, but you can't do this or this or this.
Sure.
And, you know, the same
I
thing
agree.
in Vietnam,
I
right?
agree with, and this comes
how
back to what I was
how
like.
do you win Vietnam? Well, they didn't let them.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't let them, and that's the
here's-
thing is they wouldn't let war fighters go conduct war. And we did it with this, and we're 20 years into this motherfucker, and we never let war fighters go to war. Do you remember in, what was it, 2008, when they were talking about giving everybody less than lethal weapons in the war zone?
Yep.
Jesus.
And it was like, oh, they can shoot at you, but you're getting rubber bullets.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember when I got that mission briefing, and I was like, are you fucking out of your mind? Like,
Yeah.
there's no fucking way.
One of our retention went to shit right after that.
I remember we asked for rubber bullets because they tried to change our ROE,
Yeah.
saying that if you see somebody military-age male with a firearm, you cannot engage.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking less lethal.
Yeah.
Let me fucking do something to incapacitate this.
Let me make sure this motherfucker is on the level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, that turns down to that is a PR politician-led war, and then you want to know why all the war fighters are looking at you going, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's like, look, don't ask me to write a bill, but don't tell us how to fucking fight a war. Like,
Yeah.
you go handle your lane, and we'll handle our line. You picked a fight, and then asked your big buddy to come in and fight for you. We got you.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Yeah.
it. Like, but
That's like,
Tell us what the end state is.
right.
Like,
Like I've gone out to bars with Mikey, and I've arguably picked a fight, knowing that my much larger friend was standing there ready to fucking swing. All right.
true. That's true.
But I'm not going to stand in front of him and go like, all right, Mikey, so here's what I'm thinking before you do anything. You're going to come across with a left jab and then maybe a right hook before you do that.
No.
But if you could try and just go for like the soft squishy bits and not like the jaw or like the neck or anything like that, maybe just like a gut shot and then a shove, but make sure he lands in a chair when you do
But
it.
remember, you can't hit him until he swings at you.
Yeah.
and you can't use a hook or an uppercut.
Yeah.
Because it gives you an advantage.
Right.
It's unfair to your
Yeah.
enemy.
Yeah. Overhead rights only.
Oh, and
That's
by the
it.
way,
Yeah, haymakers.
by the
That's
way,
all you can do. You have
you've
to show them what's coming.
But you've been trained to fight, so maybe don't
And-
use any of that.
and-
Maybe if you
and-
could just use.
and I
Only
have-
your
I
left
ha-
foot.
I have this buddy that owns this really cool Nerf company.
Yeah.
And you're required to,
You got to use all his
you
stuff.
have to buy all of his Nerf stuff to win this battle. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
But that's essentially how we fucking run war now.
Are we
and then
gonna get into-
everybody wants to know why the entire veteran and active duty community looks at the government and goes like, I don't trust a fucking word you
yeah.
say. Like nothing. I believe nothing you say to me.
Are we going to dabble into the military industrial complex on this show
No,
too? or
we're
no?
not
Is that a whole
getting into
other
the
show?
MIC.
That's a whole nother- that's different. I mean, that's a good analogy though.
But-
you're getting in a bar
right.
fight, but you have to use this Nerf gun to fucking win this bar fight
Yeah.
because my buddy owns Nerf.
yeah.
That's a
You
good
know,
point.
like-
Yeah, that's a totally different discussion because
Yeah.
that's another rampant
but
thing.
because of that,
Yeah.
that is why I think we should have gotten out of Afghanistan, but we could have left in a much
I don't agree. I
Better
think
way.
I'm with you on this. I don't agree with how it was done.
yeah.
I think
it's
it
how
did
it's-
have to happen.
It had to happen.
We
I
can't hold
personally think,
hold their hand
if-
forever.
I
if we were
have
going to
ki-
do
I
this
have
rip the
kids-
band off Matt,
I have kids that are joining the military. I don't really want them to fight the same wars I had to.
yeah.
my
You know
thing
what I
is
mean?
that
Like-
if we were going to do the whole rip the band-aid method off, which is essentially what we did, this was the whole like, you know what hurts the least? If you just take the band-aid just and just be done with it.
This is like
That's the
ripping
method we
this is
took.
ripping the tourniquet off.
Right. Had we gone with this method and done it right after we schwacked him, if we had done the whole fucking, we killed him, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, fucking pack your
Cool,
shit.
we're out.
Everybody out. I guarantee you we would not have this shit show because everybody would have stand around going, Jesus Christ, they showed up, fucked everybody up,
Well-
killed this one dude, and then just fucking bounced. And,
for,
it was like,
for how long did we have 2,500 people over there?
And then it's like, we're going to do a drawdown.
Yeah.
We're going to do a drawdown.
fucking dumb.
We're going to do a drawdown.
No.
And then it's like surge and then drawdown and surge and drawdown. It's
we
like,
had 2,500 people that were like with the Afghan military, like being able to fight, right? And then we had the embassy and all the fucking Afghan civilians we want to bring back. The first thing we're going to do is take the 2,500 people out. It made no fucking sense.
I'll tell you one thing, boys. I'm glad I'm not a fucking contractor right
No
now.
fuck.
Right.
Because you want to know who got hung out to fucking dry?
Oh, 100%.
They were like, hope you can make it to the airport.
Yeah.
There's a reason that when I was contracting, all of us had go bags.
Yeah.
And it was like, and we had a man dress in it. I had a little fucking go bag, little duffel bag. It had a man dress in it, the same one that you borrowed for a photo shoot.
Yeah.
I had that man dress in it. I had
Trust in the man dress. It's fucking legit.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right
Oh,
down
yeah.
to the odor.
I looked like a fucking terrorist.
Where do you think I got it? I got it from them. Right? I was like, go buy me one right now. My day one, I was there. I was like, go get me one of those. Fucking. So I had a man dress. I had fucking like like an extra magazine because I was bringing my fucking rifle. I had I was gonna fucking if I had to walk down and I could see Kia from where I was at, and Kia shares a fence with Kabul International. I could see because Kia is Kabul International Airport, but the base Kia was the fucking SOCOM base right next to Kabul International, and I could see it. And I knew I had to make it about fucking 9 blocks that way, and I could do it. But it was going to be hairy. But I had a go bag with wads of cash in it and fucking all my fucking shit, where if I needed to take over somebody's fucking house for the night between here and there or something like that, I could do it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And everyone that I knew had one. And I fucking really hope that nobody had to use that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After we schwacked him, if we had just fucking pulled the Band-Aid off then, it also would have made a point. Because it would have been like, we showed up, we took care of business, and then we fucking left. And that would have actually made the point. This 15-year limp dick shit that we did after the fact, of just like, no, we're here for hearts and flowers and holding hands, and we're going to fucking make everything better. And if you just believe in a better Afghanistan, it'll happen. And it's like, no, it won't. Because these people fucking love war. And they have been at it for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
So
with us there or not there, they are going to continue to be about it. Why? Because as soon as we said, hey, we're thinking about leaving, they were like, fucking let's dance. And immediately lean back into it. We should have left fucking 15 years ago.
So I'm going to kind of switch gears a little bit and come back stateside.
No, we should have left 10 years ago.
Well,
2011 is when we
10
got
years
him.
ago.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come back stateside. Let's fast forward a couple months. Let the dust settle. Everybody's out. Whatever. Who cares if we got a fucking embassy there anymore? We'll figure that out. It's all diplomatic, political fucking bullshit anyways.
Sure.
Doesn't really affect anything that goes on except for intel. Well, I think the whole intel aspect of things is kind of shit for a little bit. If you can get it on a drone, you're good. But boots on the ground is going to be kind of hard for a little while.
Yeah.
Sure.
Stateside repercussions, right? So one of the reasons why we stayed for so long was to maintain intel against threats against the homeland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How soon do you think threats against the homeland are going to start to surface?
I think we just created a nation of people pissed at us.
I think, John, one of the positives that may come out of this is that they might figure out that, oh, hey, maybe we need to secure our border now.
Here in the States?
Here in the States. I think that might be a trickle-down effect.
I don't think that's going to happen until there's an attack that we can actually fucking force back to that.
Or there's an
Now,
an actionable threat.
We're gonna need another
regards-
9/11,
in
and that's
regards-
shitty to think about.
in regards to securing the border, I don't see it as somebody is crossing the border armed.
No.
No, didn't you guys just cross the border?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that process?
There was a big giant hole in the fence.
Well, we didn't.
Nobody came to fucking see us or anything.
We-
Did you go back through the same hole?
We didn't cross the Rio
Yeah.
Grande. The fence was on this side of the Rio Grande. So
Yeah, I don't have a snorkel in my truck,
Yeah.
so but we got as close as we could get without.
It's not a very deep river.
We were law-abiding
Like, you ever been to that
citizens,
river?
and so when
No.
we came to a sign that said "Do not enter," we turned around.
See, that's why gun-free zones work.
but we paralleled the wall.
Actually, it was because we had an event in like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
and we didn't want to be late to it. So it was like we could have went this way, and we might have been late, or we could have
Yeah.
been on time to the event. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it literally there was a sign, and that was it, and there was nobody.
There were
around.
cameras.
There was cameras and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Oh, okay. Cameras.
But, yeah.
As long as there's cameras.
And then there was literally a pop-up tent with 2 dudes and 2 civilian vehicles. and that was a checkpoint, I think.
Yeah.
It was probably volunteers.
No, they were in uniform, but there was no marked vehicle that
didn't
was
mean
there.
Anything. You
What's
mean
that?
those volunteer border patrol guys that are walking around in fucking uniforms and shit?
Oh, I
They just
don't
had
know.
like
We didn't talk
Cletus
to
on
them.
the fucking name tape.
Fucking, it's like, what is that fucking security company? Allied. Okay, or whatever. It's all there. It's
It was weird though, seeing the wall.
I'm making $15 an hour, dude. Don't give a fuck.
we should give the listeners. So we went down
Yeah.
to Mission, Texas.
Yep, which is McAllen.
McAllen, right on the border. And so John and I wanted to go see the border.
Yeah,
You should have went to that parking lot and cried like AOC.
I would try to find it.
We did. We tried to find it.
I did.
But there was
Just
a wall.
imagine a picture of John going, ah.
There was a wall that definitely had a lot of holes in it.
Well, they're in the process of building it.
They were in the process of building it, but not anymore. We drove through it. We paralleled the wall on the inside and outside of the wall.
Yeah, both sides.
Both sides. It was weird. But then we looked at like where the traffic could come in and out of Mexico, right? So we went under the big bridge that had the checkpoints, and there was maybe 4 or 5 cars going into Mexico, and absolutely zero
None.
cars.
The
coming into
crossing
United
was
States.
closed, and I don't know if it's because it's open during a certain time, but it was legit closed.
It was weird. I was expecting to see traffic both ways, but nothing.
It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't really look into it too much.
Well, I will end this this topic of conversation on. Let's be real here. None of us are fucking experts in geopolitical climates.
No.
All right. This is just an opinion-based
However,
fucking podcast.
I'm not an expert on fucking anything.
Even though none
Right.
of us are experts, I think we all could have made better decisions on how to leave Afghanistan.
I think so.
100%.
And my fucking heart breaks for the little girls in that country who
Yes.
can't go to school anymore. My heart breaks for the families of those individuals who fucking helped us.
Yeah.
And put their lives on the line, knowing that this could happen.
Yeah.
But banked on us to not leave them high and dry, and we did.
Yeah.
My heart breaks for those people. So
Imagine
I'll
the
leave it at
girl.
that.
Imagine the girl that's like 16, and she never knew it before then,
yeah,
and now she's going to go back.
Oh,
to,
you mean like the 14-year-old that just caught all that acid in the face?
right?
yeah.
Wait
That
till
Because she went to school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she literally just
wait till all the
wouldn't stay
humanitarian
home.
reports come out explaining all these atrocities are going to happen in the next coming years.
Yeah.
And then all the people that are living in the United States that think certain areas should instill Sharia law and it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, fucking open your eyes.
Yeah, like the op-ed that I saw that said, I don't understand. This was an op-ed by this writer that literally said, I don't understand, as a Muslim, why the other Muslim countries aren't standing up demanding women's rights in Afghanistan the way they're being treated. And I'm like, because you're an American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't understand how this works globally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So-
live in what's called the fear bubble, my friend.
But by all means, go ahead and say how we don't have it good here and we don't understand what the fuck is going on. Because I'm pretty sure even if you were a little bullied when you were young, nobody ever threw acid on your face for attending fucking public school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's not a fucking thing.
Yep.
So
Let's leave it at that. I want to talk about one more thing before we wrap.
can we talk
this
about
up.
these guys? Because this is fucking
No,
delicious. as
let's
shit.
save that for next time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's go
just
in
because we're
depth
so
on
deep
that.
into this. But as you guys probably heard, our buddy Gary Brugman
Yes.
Yeah.
is he's kind of fighting for his life right now. He's on
Yep.
on a ventilator with the Rona,
He's got the Delta.
and
I don't know
so
if he's got Delta
I don't
or
know.
not.
They haven't really gotten any
I
information.
just know
if
he's
it-
got COVID. I
Yeah.
don't know which one he's got, but it's
But-
fucking him up.
Yeah,
It's
it's fucking him up.
Gary's no spring chicken. He's in his 50s.
Yeah.
You know,
It's 150s.
he's not quite this old, but he's up there.
That's timeless. There's a
I do gotta bust Gary's balls for a minute. And
I texted him.
yeah, Scott texted him too. So I come into work today.
As he's on his fucking potential deathbed.
Yeah.
You guys are dicks.
oh, he's on his fucking deathbed.
He better not be.
I come into work today. Dave gets shipping done. A mail guy shows up like he normally does, and he drops off. In the morning, he drops off whatever mail we have coming in, and then he comes back once his vehicle's empty to pick up what we have going out, so he has room.
Sure.
So I don't know. It's probably 10 o'clock, 10:30 maybe. He rolled in, get one package, a couple packages, and a sack envelope. So I go through the envelopes. Most of it's all fucking bullshit, and I see one from the state of Florida. Now, a couple weeks ago, Gary borrowed one of our trailers, so we could tow a motorcycle down to Florida for a fundraising event he was doing with the fuck's his name?
Tonto.
Yeah, Tonto, Pronto.
Yeah.
So, in the process of him doing that, motherfucker runs on a toll road, and our fucking trailer gets sent a fucking toll ticket in the mail.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because the trailer's blocking the license plate.
So
So
Gary,
Gary, I love you.
He
and
owes,
I fucking
you owe me $7.30, buddy.
motherfucker.
And if you think COVID's going to get you out of that, oh my,
Sorry, bud.
you're wrong. You're wrong.
But either way, buddy, we know you listen, and we're
Yeah.
fucking pulling for you, man.
Yeah,
we
you're in
love
our
you,
thoughts, buddy.
And I'm not gonna lie though, if you fucking die, I am absolutely gonna tell the story. But like, oh, you think your life's bad? I got a buddy of mine that did a bunch of time for shit that he shouldn't have did time for. Got a presidential pardon, and they got taken out by fucking COVID. So
Yeah.
fucking buck up. So if you do die, I'm gonna turn you into an inspirational story at your expense. Just
Yes.
so you
I'm not sure what we're going to inspire.
I'm still gonna shit talk you being in the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna. I mean, you did it.
you fucking you did.
Like
dude.
you went to jail for what
100%
you did. I mean,
Not saying it was justified, but you
I don't
did
agree
do
with you
it.
going to prison for it, but you still did it.
Yeah.
You know, like they didn't lie. They were like, he did that.
Yeah.
He pushed
Yeah.
me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just going to say, you're always going to be my favorite felon buddy, and I hope you fucking pull through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on that, boy. Oh, sorry,
that
fingers.
boy's note.
Always note.
Here's the Gary boys.
Here's to Gary,
Here's to fucking
boys.
Gary.
And while we're at it, thank you for being my freedom friends.
All right, I'll give you one more week. I don't know.
At least, right? Like, share, subscribe, smash all those fucking buttons. Tell your mom.
Tell your friends.
Tell your fucking mom's
You
friends.
goddamn right.
That there's a whole bunch of soldiers coming home looking for love.
Yeah, they're gonna need some butthole scarves because
shit.
we are not happy right now. There's a, and I think we're gonna probably touch on this a lot during the buddy check, but reach out to your
Yes.
Afghanistan vets. They are not having a good time right now.
Tell them to reach out to you or us or fucking
anybody.
And if you
There
do
are
talk
so
to
many-
them,
And I want you, and if you're an Afghan vet and you're listening to this, what you did was not for nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Just know that. There is still a larger population in that country because you went over there and you gave a fuck.
Well,
All right? You saved lives.
No
That's
9/11s
facts.
have
Yes.
happened since.
Yeah.
And here's the
you
deal.
saved lives.
it is fucking okay for you to be pissed.
And if
Yeah,
you want to reach
100%.
out to somebody and you don't want it to be personal, I'm gonna list off the top of my head a list of military meme pages that are there and that will respond immediately.
Yeah.
You got Pop Smoke, Decelerate Your Life,
Disgruntled Docs 2.0.
Disgruntled Docs 2.0.
You know, he lives locally.
Really?
He lives in Cibola.
Fuck.
Yeah, we should get him on.
I talked to him.
He's
Yeah.
still active duty. You can't.
Can we blur that shit out?
Right. I'll give him a
Come
call.
on, we had an NSA person on here.
Yeah, fucking yeah, right.
That's
we had
true.
somebody with way more clearance than he had.
Yeah, I'll give him a call. We'll get him on.
But
Angry Cops was on here.
There's a shitload of platforms right now that are out there for you.
Yeah.
And fucking our Facebook page and Instagram and all that shit
Yes.
is out there. Trust me, we've done it before. All of us have volunteered phone numbers and stuff
Yeah.
to listen to. I don't know you from fucking Adam. If you need somebody just to fucking rant at that's not going to take it personal,
I'm not going to give you my number, but you can hit me up on Facebook Messenger or
Yeah.
on Instagram. I'll talk to you.
yeah,
You can ask me for Mikey's number. I'll give it to you.
yeah, I'll fucking give you his number.
Fucking dickbags.
I'll give you his email. Let's sign him up for a bunch of fun emails.
Haven't you learned?
Yeah, which one of you assholes signed me up for the Democratic Party? That was
That wasn't me.
somebody did. I'm not happy about it.
Was that you?
You dick.
He fucking did it to me.
Mikey's got AOC, the Green New Deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've unsubscribed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He signed me up for PETA.
me-
That
Well,
was
I was-
great. I love that one.
Signed him
Damn
up
it,
for
that was a
PETA.
minute ago. I was
Yeah.
like wondering how long it was going to take for
I'm just mad that the Jehovah's Witnesses couldn't make it to your house.
I can't wait.
with his retired gay
Well, it's
community.
because I'm engaged. So
I forwarded them the code.
please.
I did.
I would love
already did.
for it. It'd be great.
Did it really take that long for them to get a hold of you?
No, it was way back when.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
like,
if
fuck.
I see a Jehovah's Witness or a Mormon at my door, because I always look before I open the door.
Sure.
I'm turning around, stripping down butt ass naked.
That's
and
what I
opening
do.
the door.
That's what
Yep.
I do. Stark fucking nude.
Dude,
What's up,
have
fellas?
you found Jesus? No, come help me find him.
No.
Dude, I invite him in every time.
I think I know where he's
Every-
at, but you got to go get it.
Every time. If you found Jesus,
Just get a custom box with a hole in it. Just be like, yeah, he's in this box.
Just turn
Reach
around
in.
and spread your cheeks.
Just
My
re-
neighbor's gonna be like, dude, what the fuck?
Reach in. Pretend you're pulling out a carrot.
I've got a pleasure room. You want to see it?
I'm glad this podcast wasn't completely serious.
Yeah. Wow, we got mixed in some weird shit. Come on now.
Holy shit.
Like
Anyways,
I said, like, share, subscribe. Fucking be good to everybody. Stop being a dick, but reach out to your buddies, especially your Afghan vets, man. They fucking need it right now. Once again, brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. That code is Freedom Friends, and OLNS.us. That code is Freedom Friends 25. Really, it's just 3 little pieces of advice that we like to pass on.
You know, and if they took these pieces of advice in Afghanistan, it'd be a whole different country.
I fucking agree. John, why don't you hit him with the first one?
Smoke on.
Scotty?
Drink on.
God damn it, boys.
Freedom the fuck on.
See you next time.